We won't spill it.
If I do, it's just
Coach, and I'm not trusting when I say this, and what Scott said about Coach Sig and the job he did this spring, this winter I should say, has been unbelievable. There are 45 new faces on this Indiana football team. 45. He had to do it because he had so many players that were getting ready to leave, some of which he didn't care if they left, and some he really wanted to keep. And he was able to do all those kinds of things. But think about how much work it took to get 45 new players as part of the football program. That is absolutely sensational. And he gets credit, his staff gets credit, but it's also credit to Indiana University and what he is about to build here. I'm going to ask him some questions tonight. We just don't want him to have to make a speech the first time out. And I know he's done that before, but we thought this would be a little bit easier. And that means I've got to put on these stupid reading glasses because I can't see anything anymore. I can't answer the questions, I'm just going to ask.
After that introduction, do we have to play games?
Trust me, we want to play games now. Coach, you've enjoyed success at each of the head coaching stops. Like you said, wherever you go, we win. What's that formula for success?
Well, you got to have a blueprint, a plan. You know, you got to work the plan every day. You got to have high standards, expectations, accountability throughout the entire organization. You know, it's all about people. You know, the people you hire, the people you recruit, to create an environment where they can develop to their full potential, having a day-to-day plan, never compromising your standards, always getting better, and working hard to get better. And, you know, we've been blessed. I mean, I grew up around this game, and it's like secondhand to me. It's like washing my hands at the sink. And it's all I've ever been around, wanted to do. But, you know, you win with people, you win with people properly led. And I think, you know, the results we've had up to this point are not tangible, not measurable. But we have made very significant progress in this program since the first day I walked in. First thing we did was we changed that elevator rug, right? That's an inside joke. But no, we brought a lot of new people in here. You walk in day one, you had 10 offensive starters in transfer portal. You know, they didn't tell you that when they interviewed you, right? It was a 3-day process. I'm probably going to answer a lot of your other questions right now.
That's okay.
You know, but when you're in a situation like we're in, you need a lot of new faces. You need to bring a lot of new people in. You need to loosen people. That's the one great thing about the transfer portal. We kept about half the guys we wanted to keep. And because of the commitment from the administration stepping up, right, in NIL, we're able to bring 22 new guys in December, all who had been 2-3 year starters from winning programs, many of them from championship programs. Retained the right guys. I got a great staff. We had a great strength and conditioning off-season program in January, and that's where the culture really started to change. And a lot of those new guys led the way and helped change the culture. So we're in a good place heading into the fall. But, you know, we're not where we need to be right now. Nobody's where they need to be right now. That's the state of college football. Everybody's got so many new guys on their team. Everybody's got a new team. But I like where we're at heading into the summer. In short, I guess I hate losing more than I like winning, and that's why we win.
I'm sure that you talked to some of your coaching colleagues when the IU opportunity presented itself. What kind of feedback did you get during that job process, and how similar or different was what you heard about the job as what you've experienced over the last 6 months?
You know, I really didn't, because it happened so fast. And, you know, I've been around this game for so long. You know, I could remember the Indiana teams in the 70s, 80s, 90s. I knew the records and the history.
Coached against us, right? Coached against us a couple times.
Beat you a couple times. Well, you know, it really helped to put Randall L. receiver. Sorry about that. Was always very impressed with the campus. Like, you know, Big Ten school with the state name on it, Indiana University, with the proper commitment and the right people and plan. No reason you can't win championships. You can't have self-imposed limitations. Somebody asked me one time, how do you define success in Indiana? Huh? How do you define success in Indiana? I said, well, to win championship, right? You don't bring your kid up to be fourth best, right? I want you to be fourth best, Johnny. Right? Okay? 95% of this game is between your ears and how you think and how you respond to situations. All right? We've done a good job of changing the way people think inside the organization. In some ways outside the organization, we've made a lot of progress, but we got to put it on the field. Got to put it on the field. I know this. A couple of the other jobs I had, right? Really bad records going in. Okay? Oh, people won't come to the games. They leave at halftime, blah, 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 blah. Okay? You win that first game. You win that second game. You win that third game. Pretty soon, people can't buy a ticket and get in the game. You're selling out every week. Now, that's what's happened in the past. Okay? So, we've been there. We've done that. We've got to do it again.
All right, Coach. A lot of attention paid to the transfer portal, of course, at the beginning, not nearly as much, though, in the spring. Talk about the importance of what you accomplished during the second portal period and what needs were you absolutely trying to address?
Offense was a little ahead of the defense most of the spring, didn't necessarily show up in the spring game. Part of that was because we had 4 or 5 guys that didn't participate in spring practice because of postseason surgery that we're counting on for this fall. But we were out of skew. Like, we had 47 offensive players on scholarship and only about 33. We had to balance that out, bring some defensive help in. So we were able to bring 2 defensive linemen in, a linebacker, a corner, a safety, and a rope. 7 guys on defense. That was the priority. We feel good about it. And they're in our summer program right now. Our whole team is back conditioning right now with our strength and conditioning staff. And, you know, we like who we got, and now we got development.
All right, identity is a buzzword that a lot of people focus on with football programs. Obviously, players come and go over the years, but their identity, there is an identity or a calling card. And what would that be for Curt Cignetti as a football coach?
You know, our teams are fast, physical, relentless. We play smart, disciplined, and hard. Boys, you know, we're really good in close games in the past. We're a team that, you know, when I was in James Madison, we were a championship 1AA or FCS program. And then we moved up to FBS. Our first FBS conference game was against Appalachia State, who was the defending champion of the conference. They just beaten Texas A&M the week before. We go down there, the first game down there. We're down 28-3 early in the second quarter. There's no panic. There's no anxiety. There's no doubt. You know, just kept playing one play at a time. 6 seconds later, play's got a life in the history of its own. Momentum started to turn. We walk out there and win. 5 weeks later, we jump up on a team 7-0 at home. We fumble a kick, fumble another kick, do some dumb things. We're down 27-7 before you can bat your eye. Right? First quarter. We win that game 2. All right? 95% that's right between your ears. I'm on a plane coming back with a couple of dudes last night, right? And they're talking about, boy, the worst thing that can ever happen to us in Indiana is we get a 13-point lead. You know, we get a 13-point lead. Everybody in the stadium says, here it comes. I got to change the way all you guys think, too. But we will.
Coach, you said that there were a lot of things that appealed to you about the job. What were your conversations with Scott and President Witten like in that commitment to getting football going here?
Yeah, I think without the, you know, feeling I had about both of them, Scott right off the bat talked a few times at length and really just, he kind of grabbed. And then Pam, you know, and, you know, she wants athletics to go and football to go. And football's got to go because football's the moneymaker. And you know, her being in Georgia, Michigan State, you know, I just felt like they understood like what had been done in the past, whether it's 5 years, 10 years, 20, was inadequate. And that it was a new day in college athletics. And with all the changes, that it was paramount that football receive a Big Ten winning commitment, not talk the talk, but walk the walk. And I believed it, I felt it, and here we are.
Coach, you also said the culture of the team in the locker room is different now than when you first set foot on campus. Who are some of the players who have been instrumental in that change?
Well, you know, I think a lot of the new guys, we brought a lot of guys from JMU, you know, we won championships year in, year out. So you need people that think the way that you want you guys to think. They rub off on others, but a lot of the other transfers too. But the guys that we kept, a lot of the guys that played some significant minutes were high character guys that understood too. So, you know, there was a group of guys here that had something to prove, that were on the team last year, the year before. And I think, you know, they meshed very well, very quickly. And, but, you know, we got to go out there and do it, buddy.
Coach, were you a kicker in college?
I kicked ass.
That's what I'm seeing up here. I'm seeing it's going like this the whole night long.
I'm always moving.
I know you are. Coach, finally, talk a little bit about the people here, the changes that you made, how it's been received, and what your thought is on what the future holds.
I mean, you know, we open up with FIU, we got Western Illinois, we go to UCLA, we're home to Charlotte, and we got Maryland home, 8 home games. All right? I think a little bit that, you know, nothing gets people excited like winning. Winning. You can talk all this good stuff up here, but you got to produce. You got to win. Once you win, it's amazing how you win 2 or 3 games in a row. You forget the history. You come back from a 14-point deficit and win, right? You never feel like you're out of the game. So we got a bunch of guys that think that way and believe that way, all right? And we'll have a fan base that'll think that way too. But we have to show you guys the way, that we can do that, right? Part of my job as a coach is to show the players the way. Then you got leaders that show other players the way, all right? We got to restore your hope and belief and dreams that Indiana can play in the BCS, that Indiana can win the Big Ten, that Indiana can win a national championship in football. Why can't we? Huh? We're 1 of 18 in the Big Ten. There's 2 Big Ten. Big Ten, there's the SEC. We are the state school of Indiana. We want to win a national championship. We commit to winning a national championship. We'll win a national championship.
There it is. Coach, thank you so much.